Welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. All right. Yeah, it's been a couple of months, but not bad. Getting back to it here. I had a number of issues and distractions, and oh, that's just a chicken. Wondered what that step noise was. Alright, let's see. We need to go that way. Well, what do you mean, we? I'm the one going, so I need to go that way. Onwards to the FarLands. And so, here we are, after a couple of months off because of distractions and real-life issues and other various stuff and things that really doesn't matter. And the 125th episode of Journey to the FarLands. And this is the morning of the, 379th Minecraft day since leaving spawn. On this really cool journey off to the, walking to the FarLands in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. And for those who ask why that version, that old version, is because the FarLands don't exist after that. In Minecraft Beta 1.8, the FarLands were removed. And so, we travel in Beta 1.7.3, which is honestly one of my favorite versions of Minecraft, because I really like the terrain generation in this version. It is truly excellent and awesome, and it's really great to be walking through it again. And so on. Anyway, let's see. Oh yes, we have to stay with tradition here. The size of the world. 4,601.03 megabytes as of the beginning of this episode. And yeah. And of course, one of the big points for Journey to the FarLands is a fundraising thing, raising funds for Child's Play charity, that they get books, toys, and games to kids in hospitals, and most especially for the long stays and serious conditions and illnesses and whatnot, and procedures and all that. Gets the kids' mind off of why they're there and all this, and you know, kind of makes the long stays easier to bear, and takes away some of the scary in it and so on. Very worthwhile thing. Definitely worth joining or donating to. So had a goal set up for that with that was $6,346.45, and of that, this series has currently raised a total of $609.12, which is 9.6% of the goal. Making some decent little progress there. And so, there you have it. That's the short version of the status or update of where we are in this thing. Looks like I can go around this. Let's see if I can actually do that. Because I'd hate to waste a boat by getting off and then going to the other edge and having to use another one. Anyway, traveling on here. I did kind of get away from things for a while. I had assorted issues, and I got distracted with a few things. Like, for example, in early July, I got back to playing Skyrim for a while, and I fell into that really hard. Ended up, I should grab some wool. It ended up over the course of July and August, I logged a little over 400 hours in Skyrim. I was that into what I was doing. Both recording a whole bunch of episodes, some of which I still have yet to upload because you don't just slam them out that fast, and I have other things to upload as well. I've got another 5 or 6 before I have to record some more. And yeah, as a matter of fact, tomorrow will be episode 94 of Skyrim. And that's progressing pretty good too. A lot of what I was doing in Skyrim was playing on a series of test characters, trying out some ideas and whatnot. And one character that was just I'm going to play this one for fun kind of thing. And so I did a whole lot of that. Brief pause. Okay, sorry about that. I felt a brief cough coming on, and I really don't like doing that into a microphone. It's not good. It sounds terrible, and so on. Nobody wants to listen to that. I certainly don't, so I don't expect anybody else to want to listen to it either. So, in other news, while I'm still playing some Skyrim occasionally, lately what I've been doing a lot more of is Elite Dangerous. You see, I had gotten away from that for a lot of this time when I was binging on Skyrim. That's basically what it was. It was a complete Skyrim binge. Mind you, I'm not stopping Skyrim anytime soon. I have, however, backed off of the binge just a little bit, because there were other things I wanted to do as well. Some things I felt I had to do, and some things I just plain want to do, like Journey to the FarLands, and so on, and daily vlogs, and assorted other videos and whatnot. But a few days ago, I got back into Elite, and where I had left off was just after. Now, I originally left the populated region of space back about June 4th. And by the 22nd of June, I had come to the conclusion that I really needed to return to civilization and make some changes to my ship's loadout while I was still close enough that it wouldn't take a month or two to get back. And so I stopped where I was. I bookmarked the location that I left off at to make it easy to return to it. And then I changed my routing so that I was using fast routing, which basically means making maximum range jumps every time. And it's that time of night. And then I decided to head back to where I could get to a station and buy the things I needed and so on prior to heading back out. And I headed back. I was, for the return trip, I was averaging 30 light-year jumps. And the only thing I was doing for the return was I would make the jump into a new system, and I would pass close to the star and scoop up fuel to refuel the ship, and then I would jump onto the next system. And doing it that way, it took me 4 hours to go back to the site that I had left 3 weeks earlier. I got back there and I got the changes made to the ship, and I had also sold the cartographic data that I had scanned while I was out. Made about 73 million doing that. And then I started back out, heading back to where I had gone, back to where I'd left off from. And I decided to go ahead and use the economy routing, which is a way that it makes much shorter jumps, average of about 8 light years. It ranges anywhere from 4 to 15 usually, and it works out to an average of about 8 light years per jump. And I used that routing because I decided that I was just going to go ahead and take a slightly different route back to where I left off instead of the super direct route. And do a bunch of scanning along the way, you know, because there's 2 reasons to do all this scanning and exploration of stars, planets, and moons. One reason is the fact that Universal Cartographics pays you for the data. And you get a bonus, a 50% bonus on pay if you happen to be the first to sell them the scan data for something. That first discovery bonus gets you excuse me, I don't know why, but I have always found it hard to continue talking when doing the crafting. I don't know why. But there you go. Let's see, get that off of there. And so I started heading back out at a leisurely, scan as you go kind of pace to return to the point that I had left off from. And I got about a third of the way there, and that would be the point where distractions and whatnot had pulled me away from a number of things, and Elite was one of them. And because while Elite is a game that I enjoy playing, and I got it specifically to enjoy playing it and not to record, that means that when there are other things that need doing, they take priority over the thing that I'm doing just simply because I enjoy doing it. And so I ended up away from the game for a while. And then, like I said, a few days ago, I got back into it, realized how far I had gone and how far I needed yet to go to get back to where I left off when I headed back to civilization to get stuff. And so I've been kind of binging on Elite for the last few days, making a good serious amount of progress. And as of early this morning, before I went to sleep, I did stop and gather a few numbers. The current trip that I left, the last time I left a spaceport was on June the 23rd, I believe. And since then, traveled some, well, I've done 299 hyperspace jumps since then, visiting that many star systems, and my current distance from the starting point, and by start point I mean the point where you start the game at when you load it up for the first time, 2,948 light years. It's a pretty good distance. And I've got about another 60 jumps or so to go to reach the point that I originally bookmarked before I left to go back and redo my ship's loadout. And I expect, honestly, it's very possible that I might manage to finish those 60 jumps today, because once I'm done getting this episode of Journey to the FarLands uploaded, I'm going to go back to that and make some serious progress getting caught up to where I think I should be. And so on. I haven't even gotten far enough away from civilization yet to even get to some of the famous, awesome sites that I've read and heard about, and so on. A number of which are going on a list of places that I want to go. And it's going to take a while. Because, for those who don't know, Elite Dangerous, the galaxy in that game, is the Milky Way galaxy, the same galaxy, the real galaxy that we live in. And they modeled that thing on a 1-to-1 scale. And they modeled the whole thing. They used real-world astronomical data for creating as many star systems and such as we have data for. And then when they ran out of that, they used procedural generation to create the remainder of the 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. And yeah, that's a lot of stuff to explore and a lot of things to see. And we're talking about not only planets, but nebulas, black holes, all sorts of other various and sundry things, some of which I have seen screenshots of, and it looks positively amazing. And I can't wait to get to these locations to acquire screenshots of my own of such sites. Because, yeah, it's cool. And, of course, why? Because I find it... Now, why would I play the game that way instead of getting into various combat things or bounty hunting, pirate hunting, or getting involved with like the power play stuff where you're supporting this or that galactic power or PvP stuff and all that. Why would I do this instead of that? Because I find the exploration thing to be really relaxing. I enjoy it because it's relaxing. There's no stress, no pressure. And once you get out away from civilization, which isn't very difficult to do, you get to the point where you have no concern about other players coming along and blowing you up and getting into all of that. And it's fine for people that enjoy that sort of stuff, and the PvP and the combat and all that. And it's not to say that I won't eventually get involved in that stuff in the game, but for right now, it is a good relaxation thing for me to do, to get in there and just kick back and work on this little exploration project. You see, one of the things that happens when you are exploring, when you get first discovery on something, when you scan something and you're the first person to scan it, once you sell that data, everything that you get first discovery bonus for, there is also an entry made on the galactic map, first discovered by, and your name. My plan, quite frankly, is basically a huge vanity thing. I want my name on as many stars, planets, and moons as I possibly can manage. That it's an ego shot, okay? You know, making a permanent mark on the game, so to speak. I would like to get so much of that some X number of years down the line, some hotshot explorer comes along and he starts seeing my name on first discovered by this and that, this, you know, first discovered by Tinfoil Chef, and this other thing, first discovered by Tinfoil Chef. And he gets to the point where he sees enough of that he starts to ask himself, is there any place this guy didn't go? You know, that's the sort of thing. I get a particular enjoyment out of imagining that scene from, you know, playing out, and I am doing the best I can to make it happen, because I think that would just be so funny. I really enjoy that idea. And so I'm continuing in this grand exploration project, and having left the spaceport on June 23rd, I don't anticipate returning to a spaceport, probably not before sometime in summer of 2018 at the earliest. Now, mind you, it's not necessarily totally carved in stone. Things can and do change occasionally. But at the current moment, I figure at least into 2018, into the summer of 2018, before... Wait a minute. Can I make it through there on the ground? Let's see. I really don't want to travel all over the top of that if I don't have to. Oh, hey. Excellent. Speaking of cool sights, there are some very good sights to see here. How about, okay, HUD off, screenshot, HUD on. Yeah, okay. That's a thumbnail. Yeah, looks cool. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing on this. The main thing that's been on my mind lately is getting towards the current goal in Elite Dangerous, and then setting another one at least another 1,000 light years out, and working towards that one, and so on. And maybe it's not the most entertaining to most people. Oh, excuse me. The most entertaining to most people way to play the game, but that's the beauty of it. Everybody gets to play it the way they want. There's no set required sequence of things to do and such like that. It is a very extremely open world kind of thing. You know, they give you a situation where there are hundreds, possibly even thousands of starports to go to, and worlds. There's this power play thing where there are galactic powers that you can choose to support or fight against or whatever, and then there's pirates, NPC pirates, player pirates, and stuff like that. There's all manner of things to do, that most of which I can't seem to think of right this minute. That's because I'm not doing those things, which is why. But yeah, I get that it's not the cup of tea preferred by most players. In fact, most players kind of want to avoid doing a lot of exploration, from what I have read. The emphasis that most players put on exploration is doing it as quickly as possible, achieve the elite rank in exploration, and then never explore again. That seems to be the vast majority, the opinion of the majority of players, is the exploration is just too boring and tedious, and they will do it to get the rank, and then they will not do it. And that's fine. Everybody has their own preferred way to play and the things they like to do. I like the exploration. It's cool. I've seen some cool sites already, and I know there are some mega awesome sites yet to see. And I'm aware that it's possible I could see most, if not all, of what I'm talking about by just searching up screenshots and videos that other people have done. But, you know, it's like saying, you know, I could see the sights of Minecraft and A Journey to the FarLands if I would just simply watch Kurt J. Max FarLands or Bust. And here's a secret. I do watch FarLands or Bust from time to time. You know, it's like mini-series that I watch. I'll go a while without looking at it, and then I'll binge it for a few days and get caught up. But, okay, let's get a boat. Yeah. But, yeah. Watching it is all well and good. But in spite of the fact that the views and whatnot that you can get are probably going to be very similar, if not the same, it's still more satisfying to go to these places yourself in-game. And that's the best way I can put it. It's more satisfying to go there myself than to look at pictures that somebody else took when they went there. Even if I'm going to see the same stuff. Even if I'm going to see the same stuff from the same angle. You know. It's still more satisfying to go there myself. You know, I've seen, for example, I've seen screenshots and video of people going to, of what people saw when they went to Sagittarius A. Sagittarius A being, that's the supermassive black hole located in the center of this galaxy. I've seen screenshots, I've seen videos, and it's all cool and well and good, but you know something? It's not as satisfying. It's not that it's bad. I mean, those screenshots and videos are very cool, but I cannot help thinking that it's just a little more satisfying if I go there myself. Because then I can say to myself, you know, hey, I did this. I went here. I made this incredible journey and got to this awesome site myself. And now, this journey, the Journey to the FarLands of Minecraft, is reaching a temporary pausing point as I dig this little hidey hole for the night to stay here overnight between episodes. Okay, let's close that off. Get some boats made and some beds made. Alright, let's see. Alright. That's the boats. And there's the beds. Let's see. Throw this out there. And now I have to throw it out there again. Okay. Great. There we go. And so, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.